strategy coming into tonight's game. He was going to go 3 minutes with a particular 5 and then change to another 5. So we'll see if it pays off.
I didn't see what happened, but apparently we've got a technical foul here. And we've got Antoine Hall shooting a technical foul for Fort Gratiot. I missed the call. I didn't see the signal on that.
I'm not sure what that was either, Jim.
Antoine rimmed the first one and made the second one, giving 1 for 2, and now we've got timeout for both teams. Looks like Central's jumped off to an early 9-5 lead here, well into the first period. The difference seems to be that Fort Gratiot's turned the ball over. So they've tried to get the ball inside to their big players and haven't been successful in making those passes, and turned the ball over several times, which given Central an opportunity to get some extra shots.
Well, that has been the case thus far with 1:48 left in the first quarter. It is 9-5 with Central holding the lead. You know, you probably would have to say playing in the championship of the Friendship Tournament, there's probably some jitters going on and some nerves. I expect both teams to probably settle down. I think thus far Central's probably controlled the boards a little better. You know, I look for the Lumberjacks to probably make some adjustments, do some boxing out and things like that, and it looks to be an exciting evening tonight.
We're back in play now. We've got Jordan Oswald with the ball. Fort Gratiot's trying to set up offensive play, and looks like we've got a turnover on a bad pass.
Recovered by number 24, Isaiah Baker. It was a nice little step in there, and Adrian Green brings the ball up court. Dish over to Richie Gutierrez, and he drains a nice outside shot. Nice
outside two-pointer. He had a nice arch on that, and that was in all the way. Fort Gratiot brings the ball up. Josh Palmatier gets a shot away, and he's fouled, and the basket is good, setting up a possible three-point play.
Very nice job of getting position down there, squaring up to the basket, and, you know, having it fall and getting the possibility for this three-point play. Put him right back in the ballgame.
Josh makes the free throw, bringing the score 11-8, and Fort Gratiot's now going to employ a press. Central handles the press quite well and gets the ball up the floor.
Nice job of handling the press. Eric Lee throws up the outside shot. It's off. Gutierrez with a putback, no good, and Fort Gratiot controls. Turnover.
Josh Palmatier got the rebound, and Fort Gratiot just got going too fast and lost control of the ball and turned it over on a double dribble. Well, apparently, they said Central touched the ball last, giving Fort Gratiot the ball out of bounds, and Antoine's going to try and put it in. And here comes the inbounds play. And we have a travel.
Trying to do some fancy footwork over there. He's pretty close to the out-of-bounds line. There wasn't too much he could do. Fort Gratiot instills a full-court press. Central breaks it fairly nice that time, and
out of bounds.
Stepped on the out-of-bounds line. Turnover.
Ball goes to Fort Gratiot on a sidelines inbounds play, and here comes Jordan Oswald bringing the ball up the floor. Jordan's looking for a teammate, trying to find an open man. Rutherford to Antoine Hall. Antoine finds an opening and puts a shot up off the rim. The rebound goes to Central.
Controlled by Adrian Green. Nice job of getting up for that rebound. Having a little trouble here. Gets it up court to Isaiah Baker, and he'll throw it up off the glass. Rebound controlled by Fort Gratiot.
Jordan Oswald got the rebound, brought the ball up the floor, and pass was intercepted by Central, and Jordan steals the ball. Ball back to Central again. Turnover. Brings us to the end of the first quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score Central Cougars 11 and the Fort Gratiot Lumberjacks 8.
To begin the second quarter, the possession arrow is in favor of Fort Gratiot, and we got a substitution. Dylan Ziegler is now playing guard for Fort Gratiot, and he inbounds the ball to Jeff Nays as we begin the second quarter. Jeff gets the ball into Patrick Rokel, which Fort Gratiot's been trying to do all evening. Patrick does a turnaround and lays it in for two.
Nice turnaround shot there. Central, brings in a fresh 5 to start the second quarter. Josh Collier controls the ball up top, drives to the lane. Nice pass to number 52, Josh Goodwin. It looks like he's fouled on the shot. The new 5 coming in for Central to start the second quarter is number 50, Josh Collier, number 52, Josh Goodwin, number 35, John Helwig, number 33, Clifton Jackson, and number 30, Bill Sills. Josh Goodwin at the line. Looks like he'll be shooting 2. First one's off the front iron.
Start the second quarter, we've got Dylan Ziegler, Josh Palmatier, Adam Sharp, Jeff Nays, and Patrick Rokel for Fort Gratiot.
The second one falls.
Inbound pass to Dylan, who travels and turns the ball over to Central.
Number 35, John Helwig, will inbound from the sidelines. Clifton Jackson controls at the top, looking to set up the Central offense. Over to John Helwig on the wing, back to Clifton Jackson.
Interception on the pass, Jeff Nays. Jeff takes the ball and drives the lane and rolls off the rim.
50, Josh Collier controls. He's looking to create something. Drives down the lane. Looks like he's going to get a little push foul.
I think Adam Sharp bumped him as he went under the basket. Should give Central the ball out of bounds.
.35, John Helwig is going to inbound from underneath to Goodwin on the wing. He drives into the lane. Little short. Nice rebound by number
Patrick
41.
Rokel, got the rebound to Jeff Nays, to Adam Sharp, over his head and out of bounds.
A little too excited there.
Floor's just not quite long enough.
Clifton Jackson for the Cougars bringing the ball up court. Over to number 35, John Helwig. Back to Jackson. He's going to drive the wing over to Joshua Collier. Back to Helwig. He throws it up hard off the glass. And looks like it's going to be off the top of the backboard.
That'll give Fort Gratiot the ball out of bounds. No, we got a timeout. Looks like Central has called timeout, bringing us partway into the second quarter. Central holds a 2-point lead with a score 12-10. The pace of this game is very, very fast. Both teams want to run and play transition basketball. We're going a lot of back and forth. I haven't seen much in the way of offensive plays at either end of the floor.
Well, you're exactly right, Jim. They're trying to play an up-tempo style basketball thus far, and both teams bringing the ball up court very fast, trying to create and make things happen. And in turn, you're seeing some sort of, you don't want to call it sloppy basketball, but you're getting some, useless fouls and things like that. And
Fort Gratiot brings the ball in after that timeout, and Jeff Nays passes to Patrick Rokel, whose shot is blocked. Back out to Antoine Hall, and Antoine tries to set the offense. Jeff Nays brings the ball, tries to drive the lane, turns and shoots and scores 2. A nice fadeaway jump shot, Jeff's part.
Clifton Jackson for the Cougars bringing the ball up court. Looking to set something up over to John Helwig, back to Jackson. Over to number 30, William Sills, back to Jackson. Looking for something to create here. Back to Helwig. over to William Sills, back to Clifton Jackson. He drives the lane, pulls up from about 12 feet, and gets the friendly roll.
Nice shot. Nice follow through, and ball set on the rim, and a little forward spin into the basket. Fort Gratiot brings the ball up, but Jeff Nays drives the lane and lays it in over the
excellent job. Excellent job. Just turned, squared up, went right to the basket, and nothing to it.
There's a steal on the part of Adam Sharp, and Adam loses control of the ball and goes out of bounds, just going too fast. A nice steal on his part, but he was out of control and turns the ball over after making a real nice play.
Very nice job. Just a little too excited going to the basket and turns the ball over, and it looks like Central's going to bring in a fresh new 5. So we'll see the original starters from the beginning of the game coming back in for the Cougars. Number 22, Matt Graham, bringing the ball up the court over to Larry Rowlands, into John Cook. He turns around, and wonderful defense by number 41 that time.
Patrick stopped him in his tracks. Fort Gratiot brings the ball up. Jeff Nays to Antoine Hall. Antoine tries to set up a play. Once again, trying to get the ball inside.
Nice defense. Wonderful
real
defense.
Nice defensive play by number 5.
Larry Rowlands back to him. He'll shoot from the wing. No good. Rebound controlled by the Lumberjacks.
The down-court pass was deflected out of bounds by Central, giving Fort Gratiot the ball out of bounds under their basket. Fort Gratiot has a substitution, Jeff Reed, coming into the game, replacing Antoine at guard. Jeff's going to inbounds the ball, and we've got a jump ball on the inbounds play with the arrow going to Central, on that play.
Number 22, Matt Graham for the Cougars, is bringing the ball up the court. Over to Larry Rowlands, back to Graham. He thought about it and then passed it up. Over to number 10, Marvin Bowen. He'll throw up the 8-footer. Long off the iron, rebound controlled by number 10 of the Lumberjacks.
And Jeff Reed got the rebound, and he passed it up to Jeff Nays, who was fouled before he was able to get his shot off. And we're going to go out of bounds. Fort Gratiot under their basket. Jeff was fouled. They say the foul occurred before he shot.
Well, with 2 minutes and 14 seconds left here in the second quarter, the score is 14-14. Exciting ball game.
Pass inbounds to Adam Sharp, who lays it in. A nice move on inbounds play.
Very nice job of cutting in there, and the inbound man looking for the open man. Matt Graham dish off to Sean Lincoln, and he'll pull up. Nice shot.
Popped that, very nice. Nice wide open shot there. Fort Gratiot brings the ball back and tries to get something set up. Once again, a problem with their passing. They turn the ball over as they're trying to get the ball down inside.
John Cook with the quick hands there, dribbling the ball up the court, and I think he got a little too excited down at the other end, Jim.
Yeah, we got some substitutions for Fort Gratiot. We've got Jordan Oswald coming back in. We got Steve Rutherford coming back in, and Josh Palmatier returning to play for Fort Gratiot. Jordan inbounds the ball and brings it all up the floor. Pass inside to Patrick Rocco, who turns and lays it in. Nice play by Patrick.
Nice move by the big man
that
there.
Gives Fort Gratiot the lead for the first time this evening, 18-16.
Central bringing the ball up court, looking for some offense. Got a lot of movement up top, not much in the middle. Pass inbounds, tipped by number 12. Nice hands. Back into number 44, Sean Lincoln, and off the glass, rebound controlled by number 21, John Cook of the Cougars, and he'll travel. Turnover.
Yeah, he was trying to stand on one foot and didn't manage that very well. Fort Gratiot gets the ball on the violation, and Antoine Hall is going to throw it in, throws it into Jordan Oswald, who brings the ball up the floor for Fort Gratiot. And Jordan tries to split the lane, and he shoots off the rim. A rebound went to Central, and the player lost his balance and fell and traveled in the process. Jordan Oswald's going to inbound the play under the basket for Fort Gratiot. Inbound pass to Josh Palmatier. Josh's shot goes off the rim. He touches the ball before it goes out of bounds. Central inbounds the play. And
with about 54 seconds left remaining, the score is 18-16. Pass in by number 22, Matt Graham, tipped away, but the Cougars do control, and we have a lot of errant passes out there. Matt Graham drives into the lane. He'll throw it up hard off the glass. Rebound controlled by 21, John Cook. But he travels again, Jim.
Yes, he did.
He just couldn't keep his feet pasted on the floor, and the Lumberjacks will control with about 35 seconds left, up by 2.
Sean Durecka comes into the ball game for Fort Gratiot. Out of bounds off foot of the Central player. Fort Gratiot's going to inbounds the play. Antoine inbounds it to Josh Palmatier, who throws a cross-court pass to Jordan Oswald. And looks like ball went out of bounds, and let me see what the call is.
Looks like it's going to go to the Lumberjacks. Very good defense by number 5 that time, Larry Rowlands, but I think it did go off his way, so it will be controlled by the Lumberjacks.
Okay, inbounds, Jordan Oswald throws it in. Whoa. We have a foul on that inbounds play. Player went over the back, fouling Antoine Hall. That was the 7th team foul in the first half, which is going to put Antoine at the line for a 1-and-1 situation with 26 seconds remaining in the first half. We have a timeout with 26.3 seconds remaining. Teams are going to talk over their strategy for the last play or two of the first half. Brett, this has been a very fast-paced ball game so far, with an awful lot of back and forth, up and down, a lot of turnovers, just because of the pace of play that we've seen.
It sure has, and I wasn't real fortunate as far as being able to see the last time these two teams met, but from talking to Coach Youngblood and Coach Golding, the last time they played, the score thus far is on pace to be quite a bit higher than the last time these two teams played.
Antoine's first shot in the 1-and-1 rips the cords, and he's set for the second half of the 1-and-1. And he makes the second shot.
Nice strokes there.
Yes, it was
nice strokes from
giving Fort Gratiot a 4-point lead, 20-16, with 20 seconds remaining in the half.
Graham brings the ball up court, dish out to Rowlands. He'll drive out top, driving down the middle. It looks like we're going to have 3 seconds on the Cougars, and the Lumberjacks will get the ball out of bounds with 15 seconds left.
Robert Lowe brings the ball up the floor, and Robert tries to make a spin turn and steps out of bounds in the process.
Well, with 11.9 seconds left, the Cougars will get the ball down at their end of the court. We'll have time to set something up. Be interesting to see what happens. Ball up top to Graham, down to Lincoln, turnaround. Hard off the glass in the air, and the ball rebound controlled by Fort Gratiot, but Good hustle by number 44, Sean Lincoln, down there, but he was on the out-of-bounds line, and it looks like Fort Gratiot will control.
With 1 second remaining, Fort Gratiot's got to go the length of the floor, so I don't think we're going to see much once that ball's touched. We're going to have halftime. So we have the shot away, and it was well short. Brings us to halftime with the score, Fort Gratiot 20, Central 16. So stay tuned for the second half.
Wherever you go, you see the signs. A new century is coming, and with it, 1,000 questions. Will there be peace? Will your family ever be in harm's way? Will a small town in Texas be hit with a hurricane? Will your daughter ever need a new kind of blood treatment? Will that nice man who hands you the paper ever need a hand to hold in a time of need? We have no crystal ball for the world that awaits. Just one promise. We'll be there, whether it's in the eye of the storm, in your darkest hour, in your time of need, or in the light of day. We'll be there.
Welcome back to the second half. As we get ready to resume play for the start of the third quarter, the possession arrow goes to Fort Gratiot. Jeff Nays gets ready to throw the ball in to Antoine Hall, and we're underway. Antoine passes into Patrick Rokel. The ball is tipped, and a lot of bumping and grabbing and shoving and pushing, and
it looks like we're starting the second half up just like we played pretty much the first half, Jim. A lot of sporadic play thus far, and we'll see if things settle down.
Fort Gratiot gets the ball in bounds off of the foul, and Jeff Nays to Adam Sharp, who travels, and Fort Gratiot turns the ball over.
Got a little happy feet there, and kids at this age especially have a tendency to do, and Central will control the ball. Number 20, Adrian Gring, bringing the ball up court. He's up top. Over to Larry Rowlands on the wing, looking for something to happen. Back over to Adrian Green, and he throws up the three, and hard off the glass, and nice offensive rebound by number 44, Sean Lincoln there, and Cougar will retain possession. Out to Larry Rowlands, he throws up the three. Another offensive board by 44, Sean Lincoln, and shot up by Adrian Green, and out of bounds. Lumberjacks ball.
Jeff Nays throws the ball in to Antoine Hall, who bring it up the floor for Fort Gratiot. Antoine releases a three-pointer, in and out, rimmed the shot, and ball goes to Central on the rebound.
Rebound controlled by 44, Sean Lincoln. Cougars bring the ball up court. Larry Rowlands up top into Eric Lee. He drives in, and a nice move going into the lane by number 34, Eric Lee.
And Fort Gratiot brings the ball in bounds, and Antoine brings it up the floor and is fouled on the sidelines, giving Fort Gratiot the ball at midcourt. Inbounds pass is stolen by Central, and another turnover.
Eric Lee bringing it up, drives in the lane, and in and out, but it looks like he's fouled on the play, Jim.
Yeah,
he's going to go to the line.
Yeah, he made a nice drive down the lane, and Patrick Rokel left his feet and fouled him before he came down. Fort Gratiot Central was penetrating very well on that play.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Youngblood at halftime told them enough of this outside nonsense to start driving the lane. They're perfectly capable of. Eric Lee steps up to the free throw line and drains the first one. With 4:28 remaining in the third quarter, it is now the Lumberjacks from Fort Gratiot 20 and the Cougars from Central 19. Eric Lee steps up for a second try. And he gets the bounce, and it is good. And we have a tie score, Jim, with 4.5 minutes left here in the third quarter.
Antoine Hall brings the ball up the floor for Fort Gratiot, trying to get something set up. Pass is stolen by Central. Nice
court
pass.
To number 20, Adrian Green, and he lays it in off the glass.
And we have a travel. Fort Gratiot once again trying to do it too much too quickly, turns the ball over on the travel.
Getting a little excited there. Again, getting those happy feet, and the Cougars.
Fort Gratiot calls timeout. I think Coach Goulding wants to calm the players down. They've just gotten too excited, trying to do too much too soon and out of control. And I think he just needs to take a minute and talk to them and calm them down, slow them down. They got caught trying to outrun Central and didn't do a very good job of doing that.
That's a very wise decision. You know, they don't look to be in sync right now, and looks like the Cougars are gaining some momentum, and it was probably a very wise decision to get the timeout and bring them over and sit them down and, you know, regroup, so to speak. And I'm sure over in the other huddle, Coach Youngblood's, you know, probably emphasizing and stressing, you know, keep the pressure up, you know, keep the intensity up, and let's keep going at them.
Ball's going to go out of bounds to Central.
Number 35, John Helwig, into the game. Inbounds, number 44, Sean Lincoln. Brings it over to Adrian Green. He'll go back up top and set up. Over to Johnny Helwig. He'll dish over to Roland. Roland looks for Lincoln down low, but a nice steal there.
Adam Sharp cut in front of that pass. Oh! Jeff is out of control once again, and apparently he was fouled on the play, but he was going far too fast to make a play on that. And,
excellent idea, probably just not the way you want to go about doing it, but fortunately for him and the Lumberjacks, he was fouled, and he'll step to the line for two.
We've got some substitutions for Fort Gratiot. Jordan Oswald coming back in, and Josh Palmatier replacing Sean Peterson and Antoine Hall. Second shot for Jeff Nays, and he sinks it.
Nice shooter's touch there. Adrian Green will bring the ball up court for the Cougars. Dish over to Rollins. Rollins looking back down to Adrian. Nice little
pass. Boy,
nice shot up and off the glass.
Found that open man inside and made a real nice pass. Fort Gratiot brings the ball back up the floor and tries to get something set. Jeff Nays, let's go with a three-pointer off the rim, rebounded by Central, and the pass is intercepted by Adam Sharp. A nice pass from Jordan Oswald to Josh Palmatier, who was wide open for a layup.
Excellent job there. Just saw that him sliding around back door there, and nobody was there to cover, and he had a nice little put up. Adrian Green controls over to Larry Rollins. He'll drive the lane, out of control, and a nice steal there by the Lumberjacks.
He gave the ball to Adam Sharp, who passed it to Jeff Nays, who laid it up, giving Fort Gratiot a lead again.
Adrian Green bringing the ball up for the Cougars. He's going to set up top and over to Johnny Helwig. He looks for Sean Lincoln down. He's going to drive into Adrian Green. He's tied up in there. He's going to get called for 3 seconds, Jim. Wonderful defense by the Lumberjacks there.
A lot of pressure. They double teamed down under in the low post and did a nice job of plugging things up. Jordan Oswald's going to throw the ball into Adam Sharp, and Fort Gratiot brings the ball up the floor.
Nice defensive pressure by the Cougars at this point.
Pass into Patrick Rokel, and off and up and around the rim and off.
Controlled by 44 Sean Lincoln up to Joshua Collier, and he drives to the lane, and he's going to get fouled. He's going to go to the line for 2, Jim. He was coming awful quick.
Sure was.
And I'm not sure if he would have been able to control himself enough to put that down, but I think the Fort Gratiot defender really kind of didn't have a choice but to try and put an arm out there, a body in front of him, and try and prevent that. He'll step to the line for 2. First one's up and off the rim. No good, no good. With 2 minutes and 24 seconds left in the third period.
Fort Gratiot brings in a couple of substitutes, Robert Lowe and Sean Peterson coming in to provide some relief.
Steps up for the second one and up and off the iron. Rebound controlled by the Lumberjacks.
Adam Sharp does a nice job of bringing down that rebound. Pass to Robert Lowe. Robert puts it up and it's short and goes back out of bounds, and the call goes to Fort Gratiot. Last touch by Central. Robert throws the ball into Jordan Oswald, who tries to get something going for Fort Gratiot. Ball over to Robert, inside to Adam Sharp. Nothing there. Back out to Jordan Oswald, who's trying to find an open lane. Into Sean Peterson, who turns, and they've double teamed. Back out to Jordan, over to Adam, gets inside, a nice block, beautiful play by Josh Collier.
He got up there.
Beautiful. He really got up in the air. Off the rim, pass to, picked off by Fort Gratiot, and Adam Sharp is fouled as he drives to the basket.
Again, though, Jim, I must comment, with 1:42 left remaining here in the third period, it's still very sporadic basketball. You know, the tempo of the game has been so quick. I mean, we've been up and down the court, back and forth, and you know, I just haven't seemed to settle into anything.
Yeah, there's been an awful lot of turnovers and misplays because of the pace of the ball game. Adam Sharp sinks the first free throw. A nice arch on that shot, and nothing but the bottom of the net.
Going to have a substitution for the Cougars. In for Sean Lincoln is number 52, Josh Goodwin.
And in for Fort Gratiot is Stephen Rutherford.
Rebound controlled by number 50, Joshua Collier. He brings the ball up court, and he takes it all the way, and it's too hard off the glass.
Sean Peterson brings down the rebound. Pass to Stephen Rutherford, who's fouled.
That foul is going to be called on number 20, Adrian Green, and then he kind of got down there underneath the basket, turned around, and saw the ball was going up and just kind of reacted. So
we've got Stephen Rutherford at the line, shooting 2 for Fort Gratiot. Stephen's first shot is off the rim. With 1:25 remaining in the third quarter, Fort Gratiot holds a slim 2-point lead, 26-24. Stephen gets set for his second shot. And he sinks that one.
Central brings the ball up court. Number 22, Matt Graham, going to direct the offense. Lob pass into number 50, Collier, and he puts it up. And it's a good bucket. And Collier, probably not the wisest decision there, Jim. Looks at the official like he wanted the call, and the official was having nothing to do with that, and it looks like we're going to have a technical foul on the young man.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. He made a nice play, and he didn't need to show some attitude to the official.
No, not at all. There is really no excuse for that, but, you know, the kids are playing hard, and he did drive in, and he made a nice shot. He did feel that he was fouled on the play, but there are different ways to react, and that probably wasn't the smartest decision that he could make, especially at this point in the ball game.
Robert Lowe goes to the line shooting the technicals. The first one is off the rim. Robert gets set for the second shot, and it goes in. Fort Gratiot will get the ball at midcourt with a 2-point lead, 28-26, with 1 minute and 11 seconds remaining.
Nice play by number 50, Joshua Collier there, trying to strip the pass, but he stepped on the line, and the Lumberjacks will retain possession underneath their own basket.
Yeah, he made a nice move to anticipate that pass and almost stole it. Fort Gratiot throws it in under their own basket. Robert Lowe to Adam Sharp, and the ball is tipped and out of bounds to Central.
And again, you know, a pass and then a loose ball and a turnover, and Central will get possession into the game. Number 24 for the Cougars, Isaiah Baker. Number 22, Matt Graham, brings the ball up the court. Driving in, he'll drive into the lane and too hard off the glass.
Robert Lowe picked up the rebound, was going up the floor, and Robert was fouled in the process. That's the 7th team foul on Central in this half, putting Robert on the line with a bonus situation. He'll shoot 1 and 1.
Looks like number 33, Clifton Jackson, will be coming into the game for the Cougars, replacing number 22, Matt Graham.
First free throw is good. Robert has a nice arch on that and drained the first one. Fort Gratiot has a substitution. We've got Josh Palmatier coming in to relieve Adam Sharp as Robert gets ready for his second shot. And it's good also.
Well, with 50 seconds left remaining here in the third period, the score is now the Lumberjacks of Fort Gratiot 30 and the visiting Cougars from Central 26. Rollins pass into Collier, controlled by Josh. He brings it up top. Clifton Jackson direct in traffic, dishes over to Rollins. Back to Collier. He pump fakes, comes up hard off the iron, and we're going to have a jump ball, Jim. Clifton Jackson and number 41 from the
Patrick
Lumberjacks.
Did a nice job of using his long arms and his height to get a hold of that ball.
Was a very nice job because it looked as though Jackson was going to control that, and it looks like the possession arrow is going to go towards Central, so they'll retain possession underneath of their basket. Isaiah Baker to inbound. Into Joshua Collier. He goes up and off the glass and gets the bucket.
Fort Gratiot brings the ball up with 14 seconds to go, and the ball is still turned over.
Down to Adrian Green, into Larry Rollins. He'll go up and off the glass, and that'll tie the game, Jim, with 4 seconds remaining.
And Robert's not aware of the time. Inbounds and time expires.
And that's the end of the third quarter with the score tied 30-30. And you know, it hasn't been anything different in any quarter, Jim. I mean, it's been sporadic, up-tempo, fast basketball, and it doesn't look like any of that's going to change coming up in the last quarter.
I agree. The pace is very fast, and there hasn't been any let-up on the part of either team. Both teams are playing very aggressive, up-tempo basketball, and I anticipate the fourth quarter will be more of the same.
It should be an exciting finish. We have 6 minutes left, at least in normal regulation, and you know, anything could happen. But it looks to be an exciting finish, and we're just going to have to wait and see what happens.
The possession arrow is going to go to Fort Gratiot to begin the fourth quarter with the score tied, 30-30.
Central's going to come out in the fourth quarter with the same unit they ended the third quarter in.
Jeff Nays throws the ball into Antoine Hall, and Antoine drives to the basket, and he's fouled as he shoots, putting him on the line with 2 shots. First one is all net. Nice touch on the part of Antoine.
Nice stroke.
And the second one is all net as well. 32-30, Fort Gratiot.
Clifton Jackson brings the ball up court for the Cougars. Swings the ball over to Isaiah Baker. He brings it back. Larry Rowlands into the middle, throws up the shot, and he's going to get the bounce. Nice shooter's touch there.
Nice roll on that one. He had the right spin on it. It rolled around, and he stayed with him.
It's like the Cougars are going to pressure a little bit at the line.
And they did. They would put a lot of pressure on Antoine, and he forced it and threw the ball out of bounds at the end of the floor.
Cougars bring the ball up court. Clifton Jackson up top, directed traffic, swings it over to Rowlands, down to Eric Lee. He's going to pump fake, but he moved the feet, Jim. And again, we have another turnover in this ball game.
Yeah, it seems to be that we're seeing an awful lot of turnovers on the part of both teams. And here we have a turnover on the pass.
Again, the pressure.
Yep.
Nice pressure by the Cougars there.
Yep.
Larry Rowlands in and goes up a little strong.
Adam Sharp brings the rebound down and passes to Jeff Nays, who shoots off the rim. Adam gets the rebound, and he's fouled in the process.
Nice rebound by that young man, and a nice putback.
Yeah, Adam is a hard worker, and he always seems to know where he's supposed to go to get position on the floor. Adam shooting the first of two shots and hits the back of the rim and is off.
We have substitution for the Cougars. Leaving the game is going to be Clifton Jackson, and for him is number 20, Adrian Green.
Adam Sharp puts up the second shot, and it's off the rim as well.
Rebound control by number 5, Larry Rowlands. Over to Josh Collier. He brings the ball up court, looking to make something happen. Pass across court, tipped away by Fort Gratiot, and it looks like it's going to be off of the Cougars. Lumberjack basketball.
Well, the referee must have seen something that we didn't see from this angle, because sure looked like Fort Gratiot touched the last. But anyway, Fort Gratiot has the ball, and Antoine Hall is trying to, and he loses the ball.
Nice
Beautiful
defense.
steal by number 20. Lays it in.
Excellent defense by Adrian Green that time.
Nice hustle, nice aggressive play. Pass from Jeff Nays, which is blocked.
Blocked by the Cougars. Collier up to Adrian Green, back to Collier, and it's going to go too hard off the iron, but he's fouled on the way up, Jim. He's going to go to the line shooting two, and with 4 minutes and 17 seconds left in this ball game, the Central Cougars hold the slight 2-point advantage, 34-32, with number 50, Josh Collier, going to the line for 2 shots. Steps up for the first one. It's up and a little too hard, too hard.
Gratiot's going to bring in some fresh troops. Jordan Oswald and Sean Peterson are coming in to give a couple of our boys a rest.
It's that point in the game where you need to start thinking about those things. You want to have the fresh legs, and the Cougars do the same thing. They bring in Sean Lincoln for Eric Lee, and Collier steps up for the second one, and it's good. So with 4 minutes and 17 seconds left, the score is now 35-32 in favor of the Cougars. Turnover back to the Cougars. Larry Rowlands in the middle, and we're going to get a foul on the way to the hoop. We'll have to wait and see whether it was called on the floor or whether he was going up, Jim. Looks like he's going to be shooting. So this could be a big swing. It looks like Coach Youngblood has went to the full court pressure here in the last couple minutes, and thus far it seems to be paying off. Fort Gratiot seems to be having some problems with it, and I think there's a discussion right now whether he was shooting on that or whether it was on the floor.
I think it has to do with the substitution. If it's a 2-shot foul, they want the substitute to stay at the table until he's motioned in.
Okay.
And I think what happened is that Coach was going to make a change, and Jeff went over and sat down, even though the substitute hadn't been beckoned into the ball game.
Well, Larry Rowlands will step up for his first of 2 free throws. puts it up and in and out, in and out. So
now we have a substitution. Robert Lowe comes in for Jeff Nays.
35-32 with just over 4 minutes left here. And Larry Rowland steps up for a second and in and out. Rebound controlled by Josh Collier. And the he's fouled on the putback, Jim, so he's going to step to the line for 2 more. Nice offensive rebound there.
Josh made a real nice move. He's a real good jumper. He got up in the air and got good position and was fouled by Fort Gratiot in the process.
And he steps up for the first and gets it. Nice little bounce off the front rim, off the backboard, and this is where it really pays off. This is where all those work, you know, those hours you work in the gym shooting free throws and things like that. And steps up for the second and short. Rebound controlled by Lumberjacks. We had a loose ball, and it's going to be out of bounds on the Cougars. Fort Gratiot basketball.
There's a lot of scramble on there, and Robert Lowe's going to bring the ball in and put it in play on a throw-in from the side.
Again, Central with the full court trap. Fort Gratiot having trouble again.
All kinds of trouble. Yep.
And we're going to get a turnover and a foul.
Yep. Pressure. Fort Gratiot is not handling the pressure, and they turned the ball over, and Robert fouled the Central player in the process, realizing that he was about to be beaten.
Well, the press thus far, at least in the fourth quarter, has just worked wonderfully. I think we probably have, you know, 3 or 4 turnovers thus far, and that's really got the momentum going for the Cougars. That time it was number 20, Adrian Green, doing a wonderful job of trapping over in the corner, and the young man from Fort Gratiot really didn't have a whole, you know, he didn't have a whole lot of chance there because there was 2 or 3 Cougar guys right there in front of him, and he was just trying to get rid of it and ended up, you know, turning it over and then creating just kind of a foul you don't really want to create at this point in the game.
Central's going to throw the ball in bounds to get things going here, and
Adrian Green up top, controlling over to Larry Rowlands, down to Sean Lincoln. He thinks about it, passes back up to Green. He thinks about it, Rowlands. We're going to get a 3-second call on the Cougars. 3 seconds.
It's unfortunate because that shot was good and takes away the shot. Fort Gratiot brings the ball in. Adam Sharp brings the ball up the floor. Over to Robert Lowe. Robert brings down the side and shoots and scores.
Nice shot. Nice turn
touch
to the
on
basket.
Robert's part. Nice soft touch. Nice arch on the ball. 36-34 Central.
Adrian Green bringing the ball up. Collier over to Rollins. He'll shoot for 3. No good. Loose ball. Controlled by Fort Gratiot.
Sean Peterson comes up with the rebound to Jordan Oswald. And Jordan brings the ball up and sets things up for Fort Gratiot. Oh, and once again, there's that pressure. And ball's turned over. And
down to Joshua Collier. Probably not the wisest decision at that point, Jim.
Joshua tried to dunk the ball and didn't have the position, and instead of getting 2 points, he ended up with nothing, and goes to the other end of the floor, and we have a foul on Central.
No defender even in the area. You know, you like the excitement and you like the competitiveness in the young man, but I'm sure that if he had to make that decision all over again, he'd have probably just went up and laid it in or put it in off the backboard.
We have a timeout called by Central. I think their coach would like to slow things down a little bit here and see if we can't get things settled a little bit for the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds of this ball game.
Well, I'll tell you, while we have a timeout here, if I could make kind of a plug, I'd like to say what a fine job that principal down at Central, Mary Ecker, is doing thus far. I know that the boys athletic program this year, this academic school year thus far, has not lost a game as far as throughout the football season or the basketball season. So, you know, that could be in somewhat jeopardy tonight. But you know, thus far, just a wonderful job those administrators and those athletic coaches down there are doing so far this year.
Good. I'm glad that Central's having such a successful season. Patrick Rokel goes to the line for Fort Gratiot, and the first shot is off the back of the rim. And we get set for his second shot. And it's good.
Nice touch and a big free throw there. Brings it to a one-point ball game with about just over 2.5 minutes left. Central brings it up. Larry Rowlands inside, but knocked away by a Fort Gratiot defender. Nice defense there, Jim.
Yep, they're good. Everybody's on the ball, and we've got Fort Gratiot out of bounds on the side with 2.5 minutes remaining in this ball game. Ball comes in to Robert Lowe, back to Jeff Nays. Jeff drives the side, in and short on his shot.
Rebound controlled by Lincoln. Up quick to Adrian Green. He goes up. He's going to travel.
I think Adrian didn't get turned around quite before he got started.
Again, thinking probably too quick before he got the basketball, and then he turned around real quick and had a little happy feet. So Fort Gratiot will have the ball inbounding here.
Ball comes into Adam Sharp, who brings it up across midcourt. Ball is tipped by Central and recovered by Robert Lowe. Robert gets some help. He's double
pressure
teamed.
here. Good pressure. They're going to get a jump ball. Possession arrows going to the Cougars. So
good, aggressive double teaming on the part of Central.
Again,
good aggressive basketball.
The pressure again, you know, creating, you know, the tie up there, and then Central's going to get possession here and inbound to Larry Rowlands, swings it over to Josh Collier. Back up top to Adrian Green, back over to Matt Graham, down low to Sean Lincoln. He turns off the glass, no good.
Adam Sharp gets the rebound up the floor to Antoine Hall. Thinks about it, decides to pass it inside into Patrick Rokel, who scores off the backboard.
Good turnaround set shot.
Nice
Very
pass
nice.
Inside, a nice turnaround play from Sean to Patrick. Then Sean Peterson makes a nice interception and knocks the ball out of bounds.
Rowlands trying to get the ball down to Josh Collier there, and a nice job by the defender from Fort Gratiot. Central will inbound the ball from the far side of the court.
Inside!
Isaiah Baker into Larry Rowlands, back to Baker, in and out. Rebound controlled by 44, Sean Lincoln. Three-point attempt by Matt Graham, no good. Rebound by Larry Rowlands. Again, Sean Lincoln with a nice hustle there. Wonderful hustle, but he stepped on the line, Jim, and Fort Gratiot's going to have the ball with a one-point lead with just over a minute left in this ball game.
1:08 remaining. Antoine Hall inbounds the ball to Jeff Nays, and Jeff brings it up. Pass gets tipped by
Stolen by Collier. We're going to get a blocking foul. We're going to get a blocking foul.
Antoine was trying to get position and just didn't get there fast enough.
You got to give the little guy credit. Probably the smallest guy on the court going up against the biggest guy in the court, and he stood his ground, but I don't think he was quite set. And that's going to put Collier to the line for a 1-and-1 situation, because that is the 7th team foul. So with just under a minute, a one-point ball game here, and Josh Collier is going to go to the line for a 1-and-1. And it's up, and it's good. He buries it, so we have a tie ball game here, and he's going. Going to have a little discussion out there. I think Josh is getting a little too excited out there, Jim. Probably not a whole lot of need for that. Let's just play some basketball. But he steps up to the line for a second one. And he releases, and it's short. He stepped over, so it's going to be Fort Gratiot basketball. We have a tie game. It looks for an exciting finish, Jim.
Ball's inbounds to Jeff Nays, back to Antoine Hall, over to Jeff, and Fort Gratiot brings it up to midcourt. We have a foul.
They get a blocking foul at number 5, Larry Rowlands.
That will put Jeff Nays at the line, shooting 2 shots. That particular foul was the 10th team foul on Central, which puts Fort Gratiot in the double bonus. And Jeff will shoot 2 free throws at this point.
And that's huge. I mean, it's a whole lot different than the 1-and-1, so that could be a big difference here.
First one is in. Nice touch. Got it on the rim and inbounds. And we have a timeout. Central calls timeout. Time to calm everybody down.
Probably, again, you know, Coach Youngblood probably getting a little excited over there himself. Probably a wise decision. You know, going to go over some scenarios and of you know, whether he makes this, whether he misses it, and the things that are going to happen. Wants to make sure that all of his kids out on the court are aware of, you know, where they need to be and what they're supposed to be doing, and, you know, not make any simple mistakes that's going to cost you a ball game.
Yeah. I think it's a good strategy on the part of either coach at this point. The pace of this ball game has been so fast, and been so many turnovers that we need to calm people down and get the boys thinking about what they're trying to do before they try and do it at this point. Each possession is going to be very critical from this point on, and each team needs to take advantage of the opportunities to score.
Well, that's you know, I couldn't have said it better. It has been very exciting, and it has been very up-tempo, and I know the fans in the gymnasium tonight sure have gotten their money's worth. Yeah. We'll just should be an exciting finish, and we'll just have to sit back and see what happens.
Jeff puts up the second shot, and it scores. He scores. 39-37, Fort Gratiot with 48 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Adrian Green brings the ball up court, over to Isaiah Baker, back over to Rowlands, into Sean Lincoln. He puts it up off the glass, no good. Rebound controlled by Fort Gratiot.
Sean Peterson got the inside position, did a nice job holding his ground, and brought that rebound down, and was fouled in the process.
Sean Lincoln on that foul. Trying to get his own rebound, getting a little too excited. He's going to go to the line. That's going to be 2 more shots, Jim.
With 36.8 seconds remaining, we have Sean Peterson at the line for 2 shots, with Fort Gratiot holding a slim 2-point lead. The first shot is good. Nice touch on Sean's part, all net, and he gets sets for the second shot. And it's off the back of the rim and touched by Patrick Rokel, out of bounds, Central.
Well, we have a 3-point ball game, 34 seconds left. It should be interesting to see what happens. Cougars will inbound the ball. Number 20, Adrian Green will bring the ball up court. Over to number 5, Larry Rowlands on the wing, back to Adrian Green. Isaiah Baker will throw up the 3. It's going to be short. Rebound by Sean Lincoln. He'll go up, off the glass. He gets the bucket, Jim.
Nice
and he is
move.
fouled on the process.
Nice move on his part. Real nice play. He got the rebound. He turned inside. Made a nice move to the basket, and drew the foul in the process.
Absolutely wonderful job by the young man. Put himself in great position, goes to the hoop, goes up strong, gets the bucket, and is fouled, and has a chance to tie the ball game here with 21.5 seconds left. It's up, it's off, but Joshua Collier with the board and the putback, and the Cougars will take a 1-point lead with his 2-point putback.
Turnover once again.
He puts it up off the glass, no good. Rebound controlled by Central out of bounds. Fort Gratiot basketball.
6.5 seconds remaining, and we have timeout.
What an exciting finish we have here tonight.
We have Fort Gratiot calling a 20-second timeout. Fort Gratiot's going to have possession of the ball, and they've got to go the length of the court and attempt to score with 6.5 seconds remaining in the ball game. I don't think you could ask for much more excitement at this point.
No, you sure couldn't, Jim. But let's remember that you know, the Cougars are over that 10-team foul limit. So if we do have a foul, remember it's going to be double bonus, and that could play a huge factor. We'll have to wait and see. But with 6.5 seconds left, you could not ask for a better finish, especially in the championship game of this friendship tournament.
Yep. This has been great. Both teams have played very well, and competition has been just outstanding.
Both coaches have got to be absolutely pleased with the performance of these young men tonight.
Okay, here we go. Antoine Hall putting the ball into play to Jeff Nays. Jeff brings the ball up the floor and drives the lane, and he travels.
They travel,
We forgot to turn off the clock.
Well, they forgot to turn it off, Jim, but they forgot to start it the whole length of the court. So we're going to have some major discussion over at the timetable. But I think more importantly, it's going to be who has possession. And right now, at least from the official standpoint, it looks like Central's going to have the ball, and that's probably the more important factor right now, whether they add a couple seconds or not, but there was definitely some confusion over there, and we'll have to wait and see on how it all works out.
That's very disappointing. That should have been turned on, and
Well, it is, and it's going to be tough to tell now exactly what you need to do, exactly how many seconds you need to put back on, or vice versa. You definitely want the outcome or the decision of a basketball game to be decided by the young men out there on the floor. And you don't want any glinches, but sometimes those things do happen, and you just have to deal with them. So we'll see what happens, but it looks as though if the Cougars do have possession of the basketball, in which we think they do, Fort Gratiot is going to need to get a quick foul and try and get possession back, and then see if they can get a quick shot off after that. It looks, Central's going to be in the 1-on-1 situation, so that could play a factor here too.
At this point, the officials are talking with both coaches and apparently discussing the situation that occurred in which the clock did not start when the ball was put into play. And ball came down the floor, and Fort Gratiot turned the ball over. Central's going to have the ball out of bounds with 2.4 seconds remaining in the ball game. With Central leading 41-40.
Isaiah Baker is going to inbound down in the Fort Gratiot end and gets it into Josh Collier. He brings it up court, pass up to Sam Lincoln. That's going to end the game, Jim. That's going to end the game, and the final score is going to be the Central Cougars 41 and the Lumberjacks from Fort Gratiot 40. But I'll tell you what an exciting basketball game tonight.
That was great. That was just really outstanding middle school basketball. Two teams that went at each other and played very, very intense basketball. Did a great job. Teams lining up now, shaking hands, showing good sportsmanship on everyone's part. That was just a really exciting basketball game. I think both teams should be proud of their play, and Fans from both schools should be very pleased with the
Certainly.
play that we saw.
Both coaches need to be very proud. Both programs, wonderful basketball programs. You hate to see a loser tonight. Wonderfully, exciting basketball game, and it came right down to the wire, and just an absolutely fabulous finish.
This has been exciting middle school basketball. We appreciate your interest and support in watching the ball game. Good night this evening.